Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English in Nisama, the podcast where we help you practice real English for everyday life. I'm Danny.
And I'm Sophia. In today's episode, we'll talk about something fun and very personal, talking about your hobbies in English.
That's right. Hobbies are not only enjoyable, they're also one of the easiest ways to connect with people when you're speaking English.
Exactly. Whether you're meeting new friends, traveling, or even in a job interview, being able to talk about what you like to do in your free time is a very useful skill.
Let's begin with why hobbies are such a popular topic. Well, when people ask about hobbies, they're not just curious about activities, they want to know more about your personality.
Yes. For example, if someone says they love painting, you might see them as creative. If they enjoy running, you might think of them as energetic or disciplined.
So, hobbies are more than activities. They're a way to express who you are, what you enjoy, and what makes you unique.
And in English-speaking cultures, small talk is very common. People often ask, "So, what do you do in your free time?" It's a friendly, simple question, but it can lead to deeper conversations.
Now, let's talk about the vocabulary you'll need. The most common way to start is with the phrase, "I like," or "I enjoy."
Yes. For example, I like reading, I enjoy cooking, or I love playing football. Notice that after these verbs, we usually use the ing form.
Good point. Other useful phrases are "I'm interested in" or "my hobby is."
And don't forget collocations, which are words that naturally go together. For example, we say play the guitar, but we don't say do the guitar. Instead, we say do yoga, go swimming, or collect stamps.
Yes, learning these patterns helps your English sound natural when you talk about hobbies.
It's not enough to just say your hobby. You can also talk about how often you do it. Words like always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, or never help describe your habits.
For example, you could say, "I usually play basketball on weekends," or "I rarely go hiking, but I enjoy it when I can."
And of course, share how the hobby makes you feel. You can say, "It helps me relax," "It gives me energy," or "It makes me happy."
That way, you're not just naming the activity, you're sharing a part of your personality and lifestyle.
Let's move to culture. In many English-speaking countries, people are generally interested in hobbies because it's a way to connect outside of work or study.
Yes, and it's also common to find communities or clubs for hobbies. For example, book clubs, sports teams, gardening groups, or photography meetups.
That means if you're in an English-speaking environment, talking about your hobbies could actually help you make friends with people who enjoy the same things.
Exactly. And even in professional settings, mentioning hobbies briefly can make you seem more relatable and approachable.
Now, let's look at some mistakes learners often make when talking about hobbies.
One mistake is using the wrong verb. For example, saying "I do guitar" instead of "I play guitar."
Another mistake is forgetting the ing form. Learners sometimes say, "I like cook" instead of "I like cooking."
And sometimes learners give very short answers, like "I like music." It's not wrong, but it doesn't keep the conversation going.
Yes, it's better to add a little detail, like "I like music, especially jazz," or "I enjoy music because it helps me relax after work."
So, to sum up, when talking about your hobbies in English, use the right phrases, add details about frequency and feelings, and share a little extra to keep the conversation interesting.
And remember, hobbies are a window into your personality. They're not just something you do, they tell people about who you are.
That's all for today's podcast.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to follow this podcast for more practical English tips.
Bye.